Imagine you're skating down the ice, and then all of a sudden, boom, you get absolutely laid out. Hockey isn't all fun and games, at least when you're the one taking the hit. But hey, for us fans, we love to see it. Here are 15 of some of the biggest and dirtiest hits the NHL has ever seen. In 2015 playoffs, Winnipeg Jets defenseman Dustin Byfuglien made a crushing hit on Ottawa Senators forward Mark Stone, sending him to the bench with a microfracture in his wrist. Stone's injury was a huge blow to the Senators' playoff hopes, but at least he didn't have to worry about holding his coffee with that hand for a while. Byfuglien's hit was so powerful, it made Stone's ancestors feel it. Some say the hit was so hard, Byfuglien's kids were born dizzy. All jokes aside, it was a bone-rattling hit that left everyone in the arena in awe and a little bit scared. During the 2018 playoffs, Boston Bruins forward Brad Marchand delivered a questionable hit to the New Jersey Devils' Marcus Johansson, sending him to the hospital with a concussion. Some people say Marchand was just trying to give Johansson a love tap, but others think he mistook him for a piñata. Marchand is no stranger to controversy, and this hit only added fuel to the fire. Johansson's injury was no laughing matter, but some people couldn't help but chuckle at Marchand's antics. Let's just say, Marchand's hit was so dirty, it made the ice want to take a shower. During the 2021 playoffs, Boston Bruins defenseman Charlie McAvoy delivered a massive hit on Montreal Canadiens forward Josh Anderson, sending him flying across the ice. Anderson's body language after the hit looked like he was auditioning for Cirque du Soleil. McAvoy's hit was a thing of beauty, like watching a bird in flight, or a cat knocking over a vase. Anderson eventually got back up, but he was definitely seeing stars. It was a hit that will be remembered for years to come, and probably felt by Anderson for just as long. We got a throwback for you guys. You probably weren't even born when this happened. In Game 6 of the 2003 Stanley Cup Final, New Jersey Devils defenseman Scott Stevens delivered a brutal hit to Anaheim Ducks forward Paul Kariya, knocking him unconscious. Some people say Stevens hit Kariya so hard, it knocked the Y out of his last name. Kariya's brain was scrambled like an egg, but miraculously, he managed to score a goal later in the game. It was a hit that made the ice shake, the fans gasp, and Kariya's mom wince. Stevens was known for his bone-crushing hits, but this one was in a league of its own. In the 2012 playoffs, Nashville Predators defenseman Shay Weber delivered a rough hit to Detroit Red Wings forward Henrik Zetterberg, slamming his head into the glass like a toddler banging on a drum. Zetterberg's head was ringing like a church bell on Sunday, but he managed to finish the game. Some say Weber hit Zetterberg so hard, his ancestors felt it. The hit was a reminder that hockey is not a sport for the faint of heart, or head. Weber's hit was a thing of beauty, like watching a bowling ball knock down all the pins in the lane. In the 2019 playoffs, Washington Capitals forward Alex Ovechkin delivered a controversial hit to Carolina Hurricanes rookie Andrei Svechnikov, knocking him out cold. Svechnikov's head was spinning like a top, but Ovechkin showed no remorse. The hit was so brutal, it should have been rated PG-13. It was a reminder that Ovechkin is not just a great goal scorer, but also a fierce competitor. In the thrilling Game 6 of the 1999 Stanley Cup Final, New York Rangers captain Mark Messier delivered a crushing hit to Dallas Stars superstar Mike Modano. The hit was so hard, it looked like Modano had been hit by a freight train. But true to his reputation as a tough competitor, Modano refused to stay down for long. Despite the hit, Modano managed to stay in the game and continue fighting for his team. It was a moment that showcased both Messier's ferocity and Modano's resilience, making it one of the most memorable hits in Stanley Cup Final history. During a regular season game in 2011, Boston Bruins captain Zdeno Chara delivered a devastating hit to Montreal Canadiens forward Max Pacioretty. The hit was a moment that stunned both teams and the entire hockey world. The hit sparked a fierce debate about player safety and the need for better protective responsibility of players and the league to ensure the safety of all athletes on the ice. We're throwing it way back with this one. In the first game of the 1970 Stanley Cup Final, Boston Bruins legend Bobby Orr delivered a crushing hit to St. Louis Blues forward Matt Pavlich. The hit was so hard, Pavlich was sent flying and crashed into the boards. It was a defining play in the game and set the tone for the rest of the series. Orr's hit was a testament to his strength and skill on the ice, as well as his fierce determination to win. It was a moment that has gone down in hockey history and solidified Orr's place as one of the greatest players of all time. During a regular season game in 2010, Pittsburgh Penguins forward Matt Cooke delivered a controversial hit to Bruins star Marc Savard. The hit was so brutal, Savard was left lying on the ice motionless. It was a moment that sparked outrage among fans, players, and officials, and raised important questions about player safety and the need for better protective measures. While Cooke was not penalized for the hit, it reignited a fierce debate about the role of violence in hockey and the responsibility of players to protect each other on the ice. During a heated playoff game in 2014, Chicago Blackhawks defenseman Brent Seabrook delivered a bone-crushing hit to St. Louis Blues captain David Backes. The hit was so ferocious, it sent Backes careening into the boards like a rocket. The impact was felt throughout the arena, leaving fans and players stunned. Despite the severity of the hit, Backes managed to stay in the game and continue to fight for his team. Seabrook's hit was a defining moment in the game, showcasing both his strength and his willingness to go to battle for his team. It was a moment that will go down in playoff history as one of the most memorable hits of all time. In a clash of the Titans in 2018, Buffalo Sabres defenseman Rasmus Ristolainen unleashed a colossal hit on Pittsburgh Penguins forward Jake Guentzel. The impact was so thunderous, it looked like something out of an action movie. Guentzel was sent crashing into the boards with a resounding thud. Despite the brutal hit, Guentzel bounced back up like a true warrior and kept fighting for his team. Ristolainen's hit was a moment of pure adrenaline and excitement that had fans on the edge of their seats. We're going way back in time once more. In 1996, Dallas Stars defenseman Darian Hatcher delivered a crushing hit to Chicago Blackhawks forward Jeremy Roenick. It was like watching a train collide with a car, as Roenick was sent flying like a paper airplane and crashing onto the ice. The impact was so intense, it felt like the entire arena shook. Despite the force of the hit, Roenick bounced back up like a true champion and continued to battle it out on the ice. Hatcher's hit was a moment of sheer intensity that left fans in awe and Roenick with a newfound respect for his opponent. In a game of fierce competitors in 2016, Washington Capitals defenseman Brooks Orpik delivered a crushing blow to Pittsburgh Penguins defenseman Olli Maatta. It was like watching a wrecking ball demolish a building, as Maatta was sent crashing into the ice. The impact was so bone-jarring, despite the sheer force of the hit, Maatta got back up and kept playing with a fire in his belly. Orpik's hit was a moment of pure grit and intensity that left fans breathless and the opposition in awe. For our last hit, we got something recent for you guys. During the 2021 playoffs, in a game that had all the intensity of a heavyweight title fight, Vegas Golden Knights' Ryan Reeves delivered a bone-crushing hit on Washington Capitals' Tom Wilson. As the two behemoths collided, it was like watching an unstoppable force meet an immovable object. Wilson was sent sprawling to the ice like a toddler, but true to his warrior spirit, he bounced back up and continued to fight. Reeves' hit was a moment of pure adrenaline and excitement that had fans cheering and opponents rethinking their strategy. If you enjoyed this video, you definitely enjoy watching the NHL's most disturbing injuries, with more to come on our channel. Like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.